Peace and welcome. Today we have our top 10 NES themes. The chances of anyone agreeing with this list are next to impossible. There's just too many good NES themes and everyone has different preferences. These are just some of ours. Our guidelines today include: it must be a theme that appeared on the NES or the Famicom, but no Famicom disk system. No renditions of pop songs, and of course, one per franchise. So let's get this underway. Our first up today is from Super Mario Bros., the overworld theme. Musically, it's not the most complicated composition on the NES, and it's not my favorite, but it's the most iconic theme, and that's not even close. Arranged and composed by Koji Kondo. Let's just say if you have played more than a single Nintendo game, you have probably heard his music. His music is as iconic as it gets. This isn't his best by any means, but you could make a case for it being the most well-known theme in the history of gaming. And for that reason, it does deserve a spot. However, this list isn't the top 10 most iconic themes. We'll do that at another date. In at number 9, we have Stage 1 from Batman, The Streets of Gotham City. Sunsoft has produced many great NES soundtracks, and this is one of their best. Their composers really know how to work with the limitations of the 8-bit Nintendo. While playing this game, how could you not take note of the music? When I think about Batman on the NES, one of the first things that comes to mind is just how good that soundtrack really is. Their usages of samples really separates it from other themes on the same console. Sunsoft games have a unique sound, and I'm all for it. In at number 8, we have Brinstar from the 1986 game Metroid. Arranged and composed by Chip Tanaka. Even if you don't know his name, there's a really good chance you know some of his work. He has worked on a lot of classic NES games. I think he did a really good job giving this theme an eerie and almost otherworldly feel. Creating certain feels or certain moods is definitely more difficult when you are limited to not only just 5 channels, but also the sounds themselves. You work with what the sound chip gives you, and that's not always easy. I remember the first time I played Metroid, I was immersed, and the music just topped it all off. Lucky number 7 comes from Silver Surfer, the Stage 1 theme. This entry comes from a game that received a lot of backlash ever since the AVGN video. However, the soundtrack is on another level. Arranged and composed by Tim Follin, a master chiptune composer. Whether it be on the Commodore 64 or the NES, Tim Follin is like a wizard. I now dub the Gandalf of chiptune. If you have him producing the soundtrack of your game, you can rest assured you will have some great tunes. He's the type of composer where I wouldn't want to tell him what to do. I don't like to tell musicians what to do because I don't want to limit their creativity. I would only give him an idea of where the theme will be used, and I will let him work his magic. Our number 6 spot comes from Double Dragon, the theme of Billy and Jimmy. Originating in the arcade version of the game, the NES rendition is not only nostalgic, but in my opinion, just flat out better than its arcade counterpart. Arranged and composed by Kazunaka Yamane. His resume is full of Technos games, including a bunch from the Kunio franchise. One thing that sets this theme apart is the solo near the end. Not many old chiptunes have solos at all, so just the fact they included one is a step above most themes. We might have to do our top 10 solos in gaming music. This one is pretty much a lock to be included. Number 5 is from Mega Man 3, the opening theme. I know this is where a lot of people will start to disagree. We know a certain theme from Mega Man 2 usually gets all the attention and all the love, but for me, this theme is the tippy top when it comes to Mega Man on the NES. When we compile our top 10 lists, we do take the general consensus into account, but that's only a small portion of it. We had to stay true to what we really think. The energy this theme brings is not a common occurrence, and it stands among the greats for multiple reasons. The biggest one to me is the jam factor. It jams like almost no other theme on the console. I could picture it in other games, but it's perfect for Mega Man. It's energetic and brings a sense of action that's difficult to match. Our unlucky number 4 position is a good example of what the NES sound chip can do. Here's one from DuckTales, the theme of the moon. This theme is probably higher on most people's lists, and I understand why. It's a great theme. It feels like a payoff for making it all the way to the moon. I always played the stages in order. I saved the moon for last, just so it could be a little reward. In 2017, they actually added some lyrics. You can find the tune in DuckTales Season 2, Episode 7. You'll hear this.
Look to the stars, my darling baby boys. Life is strange and vast, filled with wonders and joys. Face each new sun with eyes clear and true, unafraid of the unknown, because I'll face it all with you.
I am a little bit disappointed in Disney. If you watch until the credits, it only says Dominic Lewis. And nothing against him, he's not the one who wrote the credits. However, the original tune is by Hiroshige Tonomura. In our bronze position today, we have Ninja Gaiden, Unbreakable Determination, aka the Master Ninja theme. One of my favorite themes on the console, when starting this list of our favorite 10 NES themes, this was one of the first themes that I knew would make the cut. The 3 Ninja Gaiden games on the NES all have superb music, and this one leads the way. Appearing in the first game, it sets the stage and lets you know the music in this game was taken seriously. Our silver position today is from Castlevania, Vampire Killer. Classic Castlevania theme, this one was difficult to narrow down because the franchise is full of great music. First released in 1986 on the Famicom Disk System, however, this version of the theme was released a year later when Castlevania came out for the NES. It's not as complex as the FDS version, as that one had extra tracks to work with, but this one did a great job with a 5-channel sound chip. It's quite impressive. Before we reach our gold medal position, we have some honorable mentions. Our top spot today just may be the most epic theme on the console, and it's from The Legend of Zelda. One of the all-time great themes in gaming, it's a mainstay of the franchise. You can find it in multiple games, but nothing beats the original. A theme that's as epic as it is memorable. I remember playing Zelda for the first time and being caught a little bit off guard. I wasn't used to hearing music like this in a video game. It helped raise the bar. It's an unquestionable top-tier theme. Arranged and composed by the one and only Koji Kondo, aka Mr. Nintendo. One of the aspects a lot of great themes share is the reoccurrence of said themes in the franchise, sometimes even branching outside of their own franchise. A great way to cement something as timeless is to expose it to a new generation, and if that new generation embraces it as much as the previous, then you have the start of something special. Last but never least, shout out to Golden Tier patrons Bearsona, Quantum X, and MJJ. I am ICC. Thanks for watching. Peace.